Hi, I'm Eric, and today we're here at the beautiful Catoctin High School. Why do we have the Essential series? Well, it's because of the individual that we're going to meet today in a discussion that he and I had. He ensures that our schools have the best possible learning conditions for our students and staff. Let's go inside and meet him. So we're here today with Colby McCulley, the Maintenance Area 1 Foreman for the Catoctin feeder pattern. Colby, thank you so much for allowing us a little bit of time here with you today. How you doing?
Great. Thank you, Eric and his team, for doing this video.
Not a problem, not a problem. And I know you have an early start to your day, so we really appreciate you taking some time out to talk with us. So Colby, before we get into what you do for the FCPS team, can you talk a little bit about your background? What did you do before you came to FCPS?
So I started out in my senior year, went to a tech school for 1 year. Then after I graduated, I went to Lincoln Tech. Got a year for a whole year, 18. Finished that and got my apprentice license. Started out with my apprentice license, worked to got to my journeyman's, and now I just received last year my master's for HVAC.
Awesome, we're gonna talk a little bit about that and what it means to be a journeyman. But before we do that, you didn't just start when you were a senior in high school. How far back does your work with HVAC, being an HVAC mechanic, go?
So I started when I was 13 years old with my father, which he works here. He's been here 25 years. So I've been, in the trade with him for a long time.
Okay, yeah. 13, 12 years old, that's a long time. It is. And so what do you enjoy about that line of work?
I like to work with my hands. I like to make people comfortable. When I leave, they're happy. That's, one of my main goals.
So you talked about being a journeyman and a master HVAC mechanic. Talk a little bit about what that involves.
So the journeyman, I got to obtain your apprentice. 4 years, you turn your journeymans, which you have to go to set for a test, and then you have to be in the field at least 8 years to go for your master's. It's a Maryland State test. I recently just, had my journeymans, and I went for my master's and accomplished that, which was a great accomplishment.
Yeah, that is a big accomplishment. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so how long have you been with FCPS before attaining that?
I've been with FCPS I actually just got this right before I started in my new role, which is an Area 1 Foreman. I was a mechanic at the Frederick High School feeder for 8 years, and then I've been in this position since May.
Okay, nice. And so what made you want to come to FCPS?
I really like I said, I enjoy, not only, making people at their homes feel comfortable, but, the kids, give them the optimal learning environment and, safe place to be.
Right. So talk a little bit more about what you do. What does a day look like for you from beginning to end?
So I start at 5 o'clock in the morning. Most of my guys start at 5:30, 6:30, come in. What I'm doing now is I kind of manage the 10 guys that work underneath of me. So get all the work orders out, make sure everything, all the buildings are running at, proper temperatures. Depend on my mechanics, to let us know, and we take care of anything that comes upon.
For you being the foreman, it's not the same thing as an HVAC mechanic, correct?
No, sir.
So what's the difference between what you started doing here at FCPS and what you're doing now with the promotion to a foreman?
So before, I just did mostly HVAC work. Now, I've been in 3 or 4 septic tanks, something that I never really, mess with. And so, more now is, my leadership. So I took on a role of leadership than just, just going out doing the things, trying to delegate some of the things to other mechanics and make them strive.
Right. And I think that's really important. Doesn't matter what you do within our school system, there's always opportunities to grow and to serve in different leadership positions.
Yes, sir.
So how was it going into the septic tank, since you'd never done that before?
It was different. I mean, we had, I didn't know all the, the things that we're supposed to do. You got to have a harness, and then, they take you down. You wear a monitor for the CO2 and all down there. You got to notify the fire department, let them know that you're going in a manhole. So it was, there's a lot of different things to do.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things that for those of us that are working in the school system, we don't always realize that there are individuals who are part of the team that are doing those things for us to make sure that we're able to have the best facilities possible and that things are being taken care of in a way that is safe for our students and our staff.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So talk about your team a little bit. You mentioned, was it 9 or 10?
We have 10.
10. So the 10 individuals that you work with daily, talk about that collaboration that you engage in daily to get the work done that you need to.
So we have 10. We have, we're actually down one mechanic of HVAC, but we have 3. We have 2 plumbers. We have 2 electricians, and we have 2 generals. Everybody works, pretty good together. If somebody needs a hand, we jump in. Just like I said before, me going in the septic tank, I feel, if I'm out there engaging with my guys, they're going to work good for me.
Right. And so how often are you all doing checks on the boilers and the HVAC systems and the septic tanks within each of our facilities?
So we check the boilers, they're every day. We have a tour sheet that we go down. We check all the air handlers, anything at that building, like the septic, you're going to tell that if there's a backup. We make sure, some of our schools are have wells on them. So we do have 3 of them, which a lot of the schools don't. All that stuff's checked. So.
And why is it so important that those things are maintained and checked regularly?
Well, with the well, we'd have no water. So, that's something that needs to be checked right away for we can let the staff know that, if there is a problem, there's going to be no water. Or, septic, if we're backed up, we need to definitely take care of that and not allow, kids or staff in the building if, we're backing up sewer.
Right. Colby begins his workday hours before our students arrive. He, along with his team, are making sure our buildings are operating effectively. He oversees 9 schools in the Catoctin feeder and ensures each one is properly maintained. In his short time as a leader in this capacity, he has gained a broader perspective of what it takes to properly keep our schools running effectively and efficiently. Colby's work ethic and drive demonstrate his passion for providing a safe environment for our students to learn. He explained the extensive work that goes on behind the scenes to keep a school building operating. What Colby does on a daily basis is essential to Frederick County Public Schools. What would you like the community to know about the work that you do that maybe they don't know?
There's a lot of things that I know me and Eric spoke before about, that people don't see. The checks with, the sewer, the sewer's got to be taken care of, the water with the wells or, even with street water, power. These things go up. If not one of them 3 are not available, our staff and kids are not coming to school.
So I will say this, you were the inspiration behind the Essential series. It was a conversation that you and I had one day when I was walking into the office and you were walking out to head to a school. And you shared with me how there's a lot that goes into making our buildings run. There's a lot that's behind the scenes. And it really helped me to appreciate that there's so many things that we don't always know, the work that goes into making sure that we're able to have a comfortable place to come and learn or come and work. Our students have a safe environment, as you mentioned earlier. And so I really appreciate you taking time to share. And it really just spoke to me as far as the importance of slowing down and getting to know all members of the FCPS team and having those conversations. So I really appreciate that.
Absolutely, thank you.
Yeah, so let me ask you this one more question. When you think about the behind the scenes work, what makes a building run, what would you say are some of the most important aspects to make sure that we have safe, comfortable environments for our students and staff?
Like I mentioned earlier, water, electric, there's many things with, with the electric with safety, we got doors, any kind of that, and sewer and, plumbing.
Yeah. And the thing is, I wouldn't know how to do those things. So we're so fortunate to have experts in the school system who know how to make those things happen and know how to make sure that they're maintained and well cared for. So thank you for everything you do, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. So it was almost 2 years ago that I had that conversation with Colby before we entered the building at the start of the day. And what I learned is that it's important to slow down and learn what other members of the FCPS team do each and every day to support our students and their colleagues. And so I really appreciate the time that he always spends sharing with me the role that he plays to ensure that we have the optimal learning environment for our students and optimal work environment for our staff. What Colby and his team do is essential to the FCPS team, and we're so appreciative of all the work that they do early in the day to late in the evening to ensure that we have everything that we need to do our jobs effectively and that our students have everything that they need to be successful in our schools. Well, everyone, until next time, please continue to take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and be well.